Merry Christmas! Oh my goodness, it's Christmas Day, finally! Wow. Although actually I have to say, it doesn't feel like it's been a year. It feels like less than a year since it was Christmas before. This year has flown by. So today I thought we'd move away from Christmas because it is Christmas Day. So yeah, I know you might be visiting some relatives in the next week, in the week between Christmas and New Year. You may well need to be whipping up a few Christmas cards, but I thought, you know what, let's give Christmas a break because on Christmas Day, hopefully, most of us will receive at least one present from somebody. And we might well want to write a thank you note, or we might just want to say thank you to somebody for something nice that they've done. So I thought we'd do a thank you card. So I've gone for a nice, bright, cheery thank you card because, you know, people get the January blues, and I just thought this might cheer somebody up. You get a nice, bright thank you card through the post, and then when you open it up, you think it's just like a normal card. You open it up, but no, it's not. Look at that. You've got two little shadow boxes inside your card. Now you can go completely to town on this if you want to. You could have whole little scenes behind here. Instead of an oval, you could go for a rectangle, and I did do one with a rectangle. Let me bring it in. This is one of my samples, my little sample cards. But see, this one's got rectangles in it. I actually made these shallower. They're only 1/2 inch, but I decided I preferred the 1 inch deep instead. But yeah, you could do like a whole big rectangle like that. So if you haven't got dies, you can just get your craft knife and your metal ruler out and do it that way. Or if you wanted to, you could stick with your ovals. Here's another one I made. This is like again a sample card, but I like the foliage in the back against the blue, so it's quite nice. So there's all sorts you can do. You know, you could really go to town with it. But yeah, so that's the card we're doing today. And so then when you turn it over, you've got space to write on the back. So that's the card we're doing today. I thought it's not that difficult. That's how it stands up on your desk. It's not that simple, but not that difficult, but I just quite like it. I quite like the way it opens up. So yeah, so let's get into it. Okay, so for this card, you're going to need one base piece that's 6 by 12. You're also going to need another 2 base pieces. However, the next 2 pieces are not, I wouldn't use what you're using for the base, for the base, for the card blank bit. Okay, so I'll get to that in a minute. So for your base piece, basically your card shape, as it were, you need one piece at 6 by 12, and all you're going to do is score it at 3 inches and at 9 inches. So this is going to make a gatefold card. Okay, so 3 and 9. So you're just going to valley fold both of those pieces and make it so that it is a gatefold card. Okay, so you should end up with that. Now, inside you're going to have 2 little shadow box kind of pieces. Those pieces need to be 6 by 6, but what I would do, instead of going with the pink or whatever you've got for your base card colour, I would find yourself, out of your card stock, some double-sided patterned card. It just means it cuts down the amount of mats and layers you need to do, and I just think it works easier. So I've gone for this one, which is out of Fiesta Fever, which is a Trimcraft first edition pad, and it's orange on one side and then it's got this pattern on the other side. So on these pieces you need to score these. So these need to be 6 by 6. You need 2 of them to put here. So on both pieces you need to score at 2 inches. Let me score on the outside. So this is going to be my outside and the pattern's going to be my inside. So you're going to score at 2 inches, 3 inches and 5 inches. And you're going to do that on the other piece as well. Okay, so once you've done that, what you need to do is, if you just turn them both round so that you've got them the 1 inch tab on the right hand side, and then you're going to take now you can use an aperture die, or if you haven't got one you can cut round something, or you can just cut a rectangle out the middle, whatever you want to do basically. I really want to use this oval die. We do not want a wonky oval, so like that. Okay, then I'm going to take that into place. Now if you want to be really daring, you can do your 2 pieces at the same time. If not, then just do them one by one. I'm going to do mine both at the same time, just make sure that they're lined up. This is a bit risky, it's very risky, but I'm up for risk today, so we're going to go for it. Okay, so I've cut through both pieces. Just need to be really careful taking this tape off. There we go. And actually it's worked out fine. So I should have, yep, 2 pieces with the over in the same place. So next what we want to do is we can go ahead now and fold along all of our lines. If you want to fold it before you cut it, you can, but you'll only end up refolding it afterwards. So I just tend to wait and just do it all in one go. So we're going to fold along our lines. Oh. So you should end up with 2 pieces that look like that. Okay. So if you make them so they're now opposite each other, that way around actually. So you've got your 2 like tabs, your 1-inch tabs going outwards, and then yeah, like that basically. Right, so next what we want to do is you can either use red tape or wet glue. Okay, I'm going to go wet glue, just because it gives you a bit more wiggle room. So take one of your pieces, turn it over so you've got the 2-inch by 6-inch side, and then take your red tape or your glue, and you're just going to glue the whole of that side. And then you're going to take your piece, and this cut edge here is going to go right into that crease there. So I'm going to get it right into the crease line like that. Get it right in. Give it a good squidge down. Okay, so that means you end up with that. Hopefully that actually needs to go a little bit further. It's just moved as I've shut that, but that's fine. This is why I like using wet glue, because I can make sure it's definitely going to get stuck. Okay, so then we want to fold along. So if you take that your first score line, fold along your second score line, and then you're going to glue that and shut your card blank onto it. So I'm going to press that nice and flat, make sure that goes right down like that, and then just give that a really good press down. If you're using wet glue, just make sure none of it's leaked out the top and made strings, because sometimes that happens. And when you open it up, it gives you your little box. Now this is why I was saying it's easier if you can use a pattern card rather than having to put extra layers in. It just cuts down on the bulk, but it also, you're already decorated. So I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm going to turn it around and just do exactly the same on this side again. So I'm going to take our glue or tape, put some on this large area, take our card, stick it down like that, and then I'm going to fold along that second line, put some more glue on this tab here, which is like an inch tab, and then we're going to shut the card onto the box, give it a good press down, and again pop it up, just make sure you've got no glue strings, which I haven't, so that's good. Now one thing I've just thought of, which you probably should do before you stick them together, if you want anything, if you want acetate behind these windows, make sure you do that first before you stick them into your box. If you want to have something across here, again, make sure that is in there before you close your box. Okay, so I've decided to go with the acetate. So what I'm going to do is I've just taken some tiny little strips of acetate, I don't know if you can see that, and I've just put a bit of red tape on either side, and then I'm just going to take off the backing off one of them, and then we're going to put that in nice and centrally and straight. Now, I haven't got a lot of room to play with on that side, so just going to go for the, try and do our best. And then I'm just going to take off the backing off the other side of the tape and stick it underneath. Okay, so I've put the first one on. It's not completely straight, but it'll do. It's another reason why you should do it before you stick it all down, because it's a lot easier to get it straight than doing it after you've stuck it down. So we're then going to go ahead and put in the other side. Okay, so then I can go ahead and put my greeting on. So I'm going to have thank on this side and you on that side. Okay, so you should end up with that. Obviously, you can do what you want. Now, on the front, you're going to need two pieces. So you're going to need two matte pieces that are 2 3/4. Two matte pieces that are 2 3/4 by 5 3/4, and two pattern pieces that are 2.5 by 5.5. And they're going to go on the front there. So we're going to go ahead and stick that down. Okay, so once you've done those, you've got your two front pieces there. Then on the inside, you need 3 matte pieces that are 1 3/4 by 5 3/4, and 3 pattern pieces that are 1.5 by 5.5. Now, I've chosen to go for this pattern because it's literally this very similar to what's on the inside, but it's just glittery. And I just thought it, kind of went, it's quite busy, but it kind of brings out the inside. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick these down. Okay, so that's the inside of your card. And then all you need to do is put somewhere to write. So on the back here, I'm going to put a white piece. So I've cut out a matte piece that is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and a white piece that's 5.5 by 5.5. So that's just going to go on the back there, and then that means I've got somewhere to write. Okay, so we stuck that on the back, turn it over, and then all that's left is either a belly band or just, some kind of greeting in the middle. So I'm just going to go for this thank you, and I'm going to stick it on one side and not the other. And that's going to go on there like that. I mean, as I said, you could put a belly band on, but you know me, I'm not a big fan of belly bands, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick this on. Okay, so there we have the finished card. I could just go ahead and maybe add some gems on it, on the top corners maybe. But yeah, but that's it. So then when they open it up, they get a little surprise. And again, I could maybe do something around the over, add extra on the inside. It's quite busy anyway, so I'm probably going to leave that like that. I probably would like to put something around the aperture, like a frame or something. But I'm going to leave it at that for now, I think. I don't want to go too over the top, because it is quite a bright coloured card as it is. But yeah, so I hope you liked it. Enjoy the rest of your Christmas day. Have a really nice time, and yeah, we'll see you on New Year's Day. Look at that. Cool, the timing. Wonderful. But yeah, have a great time. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Leave a comment down below as well. Yeah, and I'll see you on New Year's Day. Bye.